Welcome back. As promised, not too late. We're getting into the swing of things, getting comfy, getting used to this, getting into some routine, which is really important, obviously. I hope you guys enjoyed the welcome back. I just want to say thank you to the response that I got from all of you. I was not expecting so many kind messages offering to hang out. Like, that was incredible. Had someone say, come by for a cold plunge, beautiful. It is the same time as boys' coffee, so we might look at that in the future, maybe change up the coffee. And then I had someone reach out and say, hey, let's go play some board games or do something. And there's a bunch of us now going to do trivia tomorrow night. Like, what? So nice. And then just the warm wishes and welcomes back. Like, thank you so much. Things like that really make me feel like what I'm doing here is a bit more than just, as I mentioned, for me and like having a bit of fun. So yeah, that was really nice. So thank you. First things first. Next is about what we're doing. What we're doing here today. We're talking about the fact that I'm a big kid now. I'm still a kid, but I'm a big kid now. Like life be changing big time. One, I'm now 28. What? When did that happen? I've been out of school for 10 years. Like when I was in school, fun and games. Nothing was real. Mum and dad making food for me every day. Elite. All I had to do was keep my room clean and make sure that the dishes were not piling up in the dishwasher. And I was playing footy and living the dream. House parties? Miss those. Those are elite. 18th birthday parties, those are elite. Wouldn't want to be there now. That'd come off a bit seedy. Yeah, don't want to be there. But just like that energy, that was fun. That period it's gone. It's gone now. So I'm a big kid now. I got to do other things. But after school, I went to uni and I dove into the whole uni thing. Like for our course, I studied to be an osteopath, and in the first week, you sit down in a class and they're like, if you're uncomfortable getting undressed in front of other people, drop out now. I was like, what have I got myself into? It makes sense because you practice on each other, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, whoa, buckle up, boy. And it's like made lots of really good friends, and the group got real close, and it was just like an incredible experience meeting new people. It was my first time like outside of the bubble, the Jewish bubble. It was really exciting and eye-opening, and I fucking loved it. So yeah, and obviously working then wasn't real work. I was working in hospo, having fun, go out almost every night, work on a Saturday, go out Saturday night, work Sunday, hungover. And it was like nothing was real. And like you're working in 12-week periods to then go travel for a shit ton amount of time. Like, it was the dream. I ticked off so many places. It was so much fun. And obviously it was a cool course. Like I learned all about the body, still got that knowledge up here. Someone asked me a question the other day and I was like, damn, I know that. I know how the human body works. So I still fucking back myself, you know what I mean? But yeah, so next step was uni. And then I moved across the world. As I mentioned, I'm still part of who I am. I lived in London, blah, blah, blah. Went across, not like for career, but to like live. And then I shifted out of osteo and I was like, fuck, I can have some fun with this. So I wasn't really working for my career. I was just trying to enable more fun. And that really did happen. Like I worked from, the remote work is stupid there. So if this is an advertisement for moving to London, it's all about the freedom to work remotely. I worked from Menorca. I worked from Bilbao. I worked from Lisbon. I worked from Rome. I worked from Melbourne. That sucked, working on English time in Australia. But the things we do for our loved ones and attending their weddings, no regrets. But it was stupid, Like, thank God I left osteo to do that. And then, you're still going out and having wild nights in the middle of the week. Like, my old housemate, he'd be like, come meet me at a bar. And I go meet him and his colleagues. There was one night, went out to this bar, He'd expensed all of our drinks for his company card. Went to another bar. His colleague had a company card as well, and they expensed our drinks again. So like I spent the whole night just like not paying for drinks, getting home at like 3 a.m, and then just going to work the next day. And you see like how was that? So anyway, again, not real, and very much still living for fun. Fucking rocking that I don't give a fuck attitude, and then still, like going to work, showing up, and getting the job done. They still liked me. I didn't lose my job or anything like that. I was still good at my job, and still showed up. But like, I don't know, there was this whole different mentality, and now I've moved back, and I love my job, love it. I've been there for 6 months now, just past probation, and it's like proper career time. Like, what? I'm not just like I'm still just a boy. I'm just a boy, and I want to still have that fun. But also like my career is a bit more important to me now, and because I love the job, I don't want to fail, and so like I've got to balance this whole still having fun, still like I'm still in my 20s, best years of my life so far, and lots and lots is happening. And I'm no longer just a boy living, working to have fun. I'm like working because I want to succeed in that role and grow and help this company grow. And it's a very different mindset. And I know a lot of friends are going through the same thing where it's like there's a lot more dedication to what you're doing. And we need to now balance like real life. Like as much as I want to work hard, I also don't want to go home and then cook myself dinner and clean the kitchen a million times a day. But this is the reality, and it's just very, very different to what we grow up with. So this is a whole part of me that's like realizing, am I a big kid or am I an adult? So I want to hold on to being a big kid and still have fun and continue growing at work. Like they know I'm not here to just like chill in my role. I know I want to get a promotion as quick as possible. I've been there for 6 months and I'm finally out of probation. Yay me. So let's rock and ravioli with this, Let's get crack-a-lacking. Let's start looking at what I can do to then take that next step. But as I do that, I'm like, oh my God, I'm diving into more of this whole world. And that's where the imposter syndrome starts to sneak in. And I know so many people speak about this. And I feel like because I'm in sales, it really is a fake it till you make it situation, and then it just works out. You just learn things as you go. Like we're training up a new guy, and I said, trial by fire, bro. I'll sit in on your meeting and support you, but you're doing this on your own. You're going to trial by fire. And he's like, nah, touche, fair. I'll get around that. But I guess that's life, like just trialing by fire, day by day. I was speaking to a friend earlier, they're thinking about making a bit of a career shift. And I was like, yeah, go for it. What are we brainstorming? What do we think is the next option? And they were like, I don't know, but fuck KPIs. And I was like, but every job has KPIs. And they're like, yeah, but like different KPIs, because commission is stressful. If you're not going to get close to your target, that you can't breathe. You can't breathe, but that's fine. I love it. I love that pressure situation. I love hitting my target on the last day of every month. It's exhilarating. I'd prefer to hit my target well before, but hey, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Although I had really, really good cake at my birthday on Saturday. My sister made this Biscoff cheesecake, and my relative in residence will attest to how good it was. I also had someone made these brownies that were made of sweet potato. I was so unsure about it, but god damn, they're good. So we'll be requesting some of that, but Biscoff cheesecake, that was next fucking level. Anyway, back to the whole growing up, being a big kid. There's a few things that like in my very short career of life, I have started to remind myself to help me have fun while working. And so I'm going to share some of those. That reminds me that nothing really matters when it comes to work, Like, number one, no one dies if your job doesn't get done, obviously, unless you're a doctor. Like, deadlines are pretty arbitrary. Someone said, let's do it by this day, whatever. 3 p.m. madness in the office everywhere I work, it just exists, and I fucking love it. It always has, always will. Like, it hits 3 p.m. and you just go loopy. You're howling of laughter. The music's playing. You're giggling. You're making stupid jokes. It's like, fucking live for that moment in the day. It's so exciting. And then, as I was mentioning in sales, like, you know, the end of the month rush, like that mad rush to get to the target, to get to where you need to, you know, be where you want to be. And it's like, it's sheer madness. There was one night I was closing deals on the last day of the month, and the last one went through at like 8:45 p.m. and me and my boss were losing it. We're texting each other. Work-life balance, unhealthy a little bit, but did I have fun doing it? Fuck yeah. And it's these like little things that are really, really fun, and you can like see that being an adult in an adult job doesn't require you to, you know, stop being you and being, for me, being a kid. And like, you know, as I mentioned, I'm shooting for more at work, and, you know, I like to have fun while I do it. So when I'm pitching to someone, I'm still me. I'm still like my casual self and cracking jokes and getting personal. And I think, you know, even though they're potential clients, they appreciate that, and it makes it less work, and it's more, I'm just hanging out with this person, seeing if we're the right thing for them, and if we are, fantastic. If we're not, okay. I have to accept that. I actually had to speak to my psych about that recently because I was getting really frustrated about losing deals. And he was like, can you control their mindset? No. Great. Can I control anything about the process? And I go, yes. And we spoke about those, and we worked through like different things. We actually wrote them down. I can read out a couple of like what I can do to support the rejection of sales. Where is it? Oh yeah, here. All I can do is empower them, and they'll do what they'll do. It may or may not go through. All I can do is the best that I can do. And some people just aren't going to take it on. And when we sort of broke through those and like the reasons why those are good sentences for me, I was like, fuck, work's just work. It's just another part of my day that I can have fun in. And, you know, when I'm having fun, it's all going to go well. But yeah, I think one thing that I'm going to really, really try and focus on now in my career is like having fun while at work. And when I speak to, you know, executives and people who are in bigger roles, they're the ones who take their job not less seriously, but they're just not as like strung up about using the correct words or presenting themselves. They're pretty casual, they're pretty confident and calm. And it's like, how do I be like you? This is going to be my approach to be like them. And I will feedback how that goes. Hopefully not without a job. I don't think I'll lose my job. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say about that. And currently we're going through a few like personnel changes. And this actually hit me hard because one of them sits next to me. And when I talk about the 3 p.m. madness, it's like him and me crying of laughter. And so he's now left, and it's like really sad. And I feel like I've lost a big part of my day now that he's gone. And I feel like I'm genuinely in mourning at the moment. Like today when he told me like, that's it, I was like sitting there with like tears in my eyes, looking at my screen. I was like, I can't deal with this. This is too much for me. I can't do this. I can't do this. So it's really, 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 really sad. But also it means that there's going to be some new personnel coming in and, you know, can provide that positive and fun environment that I love to work in, which will be really, really good. But also with the personnel changes means that there's more responsibility coming my way. And I want to fucking jump on that. I feel like this is an exciting opportunity for me to like really have fun at work building something bigger. I've spoken to my bosses about this, and they know that I really want to, you know, jump onto that next level. So if you're watching, just know I'm going to be having a lot of fun while we grow and take this to the next level, because I see opportunity. Although it's personnel changes, I see so much opportunity. And especially with new characters coming in, bringing in some different vibes, different energies, you never know what can happen. So yeah, I'm a big kid now. And I think, you know, when I was preparing this episode, I was thinking, you know, how can I get across my thought process about like why I wanted to talk about this? And I don't think I know how to tell you why I wanted to share this, but it just felt like a good conversation because I've been having it with my friends a lot, and I know other people are experiencing this. But just like have fucking fun at work. It's a lot of your day, and you can't be fully serious all the time. We're not built like that. We never grew up like that. So why are we forcing ourselves to be like that? To do something during the day, you know? You know, get the job done, be serious when you need to. But that's the same in real life, like personal life. Speaking of personal life, I got questioned by Mosh because I've been on the hair pills for 3 months now. We took some photos, and as you can see, the hairline is not changing. But we took a photo from up top, and when we did, it might be a bit thicker. This shit might be working. I also had some people reach out to me recently saying like, "Oh, you get on this." I was like, "Bro, thank you. I'm on it now." This is very exciting, very, very exciting. I have no idea how long this has gone for. I've rambled a bit, but I've had fun rambling. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to leave you guys with a question, and that's what's the one part of your workday where you're just like really, really happy? I'm going to leave a point on Spotify for you to, I'm going to leave the question on Spotify, and on YouTube, feel free to comment. But don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe behind the .banter on all of the platforms. Share with your friends. And again, if anyone wants to jump on, let me know. We can have a bit of a chit chat, talk about whatever you want. And I know people love hearing other people's stories. So please let me know. Thank you once again. Love you.